I met with somebody recently who is playing in the XFL next year. So I met with someone, met with a good friend of mine, played with him in high school. He's going to be playing in the XFL next year. And I learned something really, really cool about the XFL and the way the XFL views itself. So the XFL is not trying to be the NFL, not trying to compete with the NFL. But the XFL is also not trying to be what the AAF was. The Alliance of American Football was an alternative football league, a development league that failed. They wanted to be a feeder league into the NFL. And that was the AAF. The XFL is not trying to do that. My friend made a comparison to me about the XFL that helped me wrap my head around the entire thing. Here's the comparison that was made. He said that the XFL considers itself to be like Major League Soccer in America, the MLS. So in the world of soccer, there are two major leagues. It's in Spain, there's La Liga, and in Europe, there's the English Premier League. And that's where all the best soccer players in the world go, either the English Premier League or La Liga. So all the top soccer in the world, those leagues equate to the NFL in this example. Now in America, there's the MLS, which is for lower level players who aren't really good enough to play in Europe, or they're players who played in Europe for a little bit, they're washed up and want to get a couple more years out of their career and a paycheck for a little bit longer. The XFL views itself like the MLS. They're not trying to get players as good as the NFL. They're not trying to compete with the NFL. And they're also not trying to be a feeder into the NFL. They want to be a landing spot. The XFL wants to be a place where players can have full-length entire careers playing in their league. I want to be a landing spot for guys. Instead of, if you're a fringe NFL player, you're like 53 guys make an NFL roster. If you're like 52 through 56, and by the way, I heard this the other day, the NFL is far more competitive. Like the bottom half of a roster now is more competitive than ever. And if you're tired of getting cut and moving from city to city, and you just want stability and you want to play in the same place for a while and actually get on the field and be a player, if you're a journeyman in the NFL who's tired of getting cut and moving around in the NFL every year, then what you can do is go to the XFL and build a career and be in the same spot, be in Dallas, be in Seattle for 8 years and not move your family and have stable income that never changes and have insurance and have reliability and be a star and own that and be Dallas's XFL team star. You can do that if you want. The XFL views itself as a lower level alternative to the NFL. Another thing you can do, if you're a guy who played 8 years in the NFL and you're tired, your knees hurt, and you could play for 3 more years, but you're not the same level you were before, go to the XFL. Get 3 more years out of your body, get more paycheck. And instead of quitting football, play for a couple more years in the XFL. That is how the XFL views itself. Far more like the MLS and the way the MLS relates to the European Premier League, the English Premier League. It's far more the MLS than it is anything else. The XFL is not trying to be minor league football. It's not trying to be AAA baseball. It's not trying to be the G League and the NBA. The XFL is trying to be another self-sustaining league where guys can create entire careers, play good football, be the man, be the face of a franchise, just like people are in the MLS. The XFL is trying to be more like Major League Soccer, and that viewpoint made things make way more sense to me. When I heard that, I went, oh, that could work. That makes sense. The MLS, I have friends. I live in Portland. We have the Portland Timbers. Everybody in Portland loves the Timbers. It could work. I think the XFL is really off to the right start. My friend believes in it. He chose not to play in the AAF because he didn't believe in them financially. He believes in the XFL. His agents believe in the XFL. I think the XFL is going to work. Football people I know believe in it. Executives of networks clearly believe in it. Fox Sports, ESPN, Fox Sports 2. Clearly, people believe in the XFL. There's more money behind it. I believe the XFL is going to work. I like their business model. And when my friend compared it to the MLS in our meeting, it made far more sense to me. And I went, oh, that makes sense. And that could work. I just want to say thank you so very much for tuning in. My name is Zach Schaumler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. And my dream is to someday build Strong Opinion Sports into a company that I can run as my full-time job. And if you believe in me, if you believe in that dream, please do me a huge favor. Help me grow by telling your friends about the show. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow by telling your friends about Strong Opinion Sports. Another way you can help if you want to, no pressure. I have a PayPal, paypal.me/Zach Schaumler. I also have a Patreon account, patreon.com/Zach Schaumler. It'd be a huge help. That's my only source of income. If you have no money, no problem, though. I don't care. I'm a broke college kid myself. I know what it's like. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, man, I don't expect anything. It'd be a huge help if you could tell your friends about Strong Opinion Sports. That's the number one way you can help this show, is help me grow by telling your friends about this podcast.